Hi everyone, Fadi here. In the last month, I shared with you some information about some basic principles of success. These are 4 principles that I repeatedly shared with you in my emails, in my posts, and I emphasize the importance of these basic principles. So I just want to remind you of them in case you didn't follow through all the emails. There are 4 principles. There are actually 5, but there are 4 principles that you absolutely need to understand and implement in your life. First is, who do you listen to, or who do you learn from? And I covered before, and I'm repeating again, that you listen to people and you learn from people who have what you want and who have been where you are. That's it. The second principle is the teachability index. You have to have a high teachability index if you want to succeed in life. You have to be coachable, you have to be teachable. So how do you determine if you are teachable, or how teachable are you? There are 2 factors. First, what is your willingness to learn? So from a scale from 1 to 10, what is your willingness to learn? And how do you determine that? Easy. Just think of the best thing you enjoy doing and ask yourself, are you willing to give up that thing in order to learn what you want to learn? The second factor in the teachability index is, what is your willingness to accept change? So are you willing to change the way you do things, the way you eat, the way you exercise, the way you wake up, the way you think, and maybe some of the beliefs that you have? Teachability index is what your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change, and both have to be high. You gotta have both high. The third principle is the training balance scale. And this is a very interesting concept, because the training balance scale, on one side of the scale there are thoughts, thinking, attitudes, motivation, goals, dreams, desires, wants. It's why we want things or we do things. On the other side of the training balance scale, it's the how. You can also put there the activities, the action plans, the techniques, the tools, the methods. It's how we do things. So on one side it's the why, on one side it's the how. And we said that in order to succeed in anything in life, you have to have the right mindset. You have to focus all of your attention on your thoughts, and the how will present itself. You will need to work, and you might be working 15 hours a day. But when you have the right mindset and when you have the right mentality, working will not be drudgery. It will not be something that you hate to do. You will want and be motivated to work and to do activity, and it will give you so much pleasure that you will want to do more of it. But first you have to get your thoughts correctly, because any activity, how hard it is, how long you can spend on it, and how much effort you will put on it, if your thought process is not correct, nothing will be fruitful, and it will not generate any good results. So that's the third principle, the training balance scale. The last principle I shared with you in my last video was the 4 stages you go through when learning new information. It's the first stage is the unconscious incompetence. It's when you don't know what you don't know. The second stage is conscious incompetence. Now you know that you don't know. The third stage is conscious competence. Now you know how things are done and you start implementing. It's the implementation stage where you learn by trial and error and by observing other people, successful people who are doing it right and mimicking those people. And the fourth stage is the unconscious competence stage, which is when you develop enough neural pathways and enough habits that you start doing things and developing success principles by habit, and you start thinking positively by habit, and everything you do becomes part of you. It becomes who you are. You're not thinking about it. You're not consciously applying things. You're actually applying it by nature because that's who you are now. So those are the 4 principles. Who do you learn from? Teachability index, training balance scale, and the 4 stages you go through when learning new information. So what's the 5th principle? You guessed it. It's mastering the 4 basic principles. See, mastering the principles is a principle by itself, because the mastery is in the basics. Many of you want to learn the secrets of success. They want to know the advanced stuff. They want to know and ask me, when are you going to share the real meat? So guess what? The 4 principles, they are the real meat. They are the foundation of success. You can be a master by applying those principles and becoming a master in those basic principles. That's why mastering the basics is the 5th principle you need to have. Here you have it. Those are the 4 principles plus 1, which is mastering those principles. Go through the website. You have a complete section on those 4 principles. You can go through them, read about it, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me anytime. Till then, thank you for watching and have a great day.